guys, welcome back to Release the Craftin. Priscilla here with a gigantic journal to share today. Um, this book is so big that I might actually struggle to keep it in frame. It's chunky. I have to prop it up with a ink pad to make sure that it stays upright so you guys can see, because I maybe went a little bit over the top packing this out. This was a commission for a one of those, a lovely young lady, not a yovely, although if yovely is a compliment, also yovely, young lady who wanted to contribute to my Women of History series by choosing a woman that was significant for her, and I thought it was a really fun idea, so I jumped right on top of it. Her person of choice was Princess Diana, and I had a lot of fun making this for her, and I will admit it's a little bit intimidating to make a Women of History book for somebody else when that person is super significant to them and not to yourself. As she and I had discussed, I was actually kind of pretty young at the time of Princess Diana's heyday, and when she passed, I was still in elementary school. So she didn't have as much significance to me. I knew who she was, but I wasn't really aware of what she had done or the significance or her impact on the world at large. So it was really fun getting this commission and then getting to do all the research and learning more about her. And I will say she was an amazing person who did crazy cool things for humanitarian efforts, and just for putting I guess a better perspective on the place of royalty and what they could do if they actually reached out and tried to help. It really kind of put things into an interesting light and makes you kind of wonder why more people don't walk in those steps. And she left a really brilliant path in her wake, and the world is a little bit dimmer now that she's gone. So for this book, it is 5 signatures. It is a 9x5 question mark. Maybe at one point it was. Nope, 9x6. Yes. With a spine that is a little over 3.5 inches. Which doesn't mean anything because it's got alligator mouth you wouldn't believe. She wanted a chunky book, and I think I've delivered. I feel like I've delivered. And there's just stuff coming from all sides on this. And I added this really beautiful lace applique. I got all the lace, almost all the lace in this book is actually from April. She had a big estate sale find, and she did some lace bundles in her shop, and she still has more lace. So I believe, if you guys keep an eye on her channel, I will link it down below. Those bundles might make a comeback in the future. You never know, so keep an eye out for that. The rest of the lace I got from Matt's Lace, who I will also try to remember to link below. If I don't, come at me. If I do, don't. But she wanted it to be a really lacy book, so I think lace has been achieved. And I had a lot of fun just making things that poked over the edges, the flowers, little extra embellishments, paper clips. This was fun. So I used one of the Tim Holtz frames, and then added some distress glitter in the color Diamond as appropriate. And I did some of that Perfect Pearls to add a little texture and dimension to the frame. And I'm already gonna start out by apologizing for the lighting because it's a sunny day but kind of overcast because it's winter-ish almost. Well, it's winter in Texas because it's 40 degrees. So I don't know what the light's doing. There's clouds and stuff. It's crazy. So I will try to stay on top of the exposure so that you guys don't get washed out or left in darkness. So this is another one of those great appliques I got from April. It's got beads on it, and I just love touching it. So it's a fun textural element. I got this key at Hobby Lobby, and I thought it was perfect because they called her the princess of our hearts. And so little heart-shaped key, crown, perfect, and add some Prima flowers to the front to just sort of tie it all together. One of her favorite things was walking through the gardens, and I learned while doing this book that her favorite flower was the white rose. And also her favorite color was pink. Did you guys know that? I didn't know that. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know why I wasn't expecting that, but it is what it is. So those signatures, there's 5. They're in different sections for different parts of her life. starting out from her childhood to like her teenage, mid-adult years to the royal wedding to like her life after the wedding. And then instead of like doing a signature about what happened after her life, I decided to kind of focus on all of her humanitarian efforts. And throughout the book, I got this book on like eBay or Half Price Books Marketplace or something for pretty cheap. And it has like, this was the opening page for it, and I used these book pages throughout the entire book. It has her whole like life story, so as we flip through you'll see a bunch of book pages in here, and I kept them in order so that as you're reading they still make sense as you go through, although the pictures might be kind of off because I folded them in half, but it's full of tons of images and I thought it was really nice. So I just tucked the cover for that right here, made it into a little tag, and then there is a little corner tuck flip up. I got these vellum tags from April and some Happy Mail, and I inked them up with some alcohol ink and did some stamping on the background, and then embossed, I want to say with, like a pearl white Stampendous embossing powder. It could also be silver from Ranger. I don't really know or remember. But these tags came out, like, really cool, and I hung a couple of them off the edges. And so here is a picture of our little baby Diana. Sorry, weird cut, had to sneeze. And then I left a ton of writing space because I know that she wants to go through and add a bunch of her own images and quotes and things like that, and pictures, and, you know, her thoughts and feelings about Princess Diana as you go through. But here's the first of those book pages. And then here is a little thing about Diana on some like music paper, and then this little coin pocket like flips up, and there's a tag inside for her to journal on. I'm not going to pull it all the way out because you guys know the struggle. And there is a picture of Diana with her brother, cousin, I don't remember, one of the two. And then I added a little washi sticker. I dyed all the regular paper with Rit dye in the color tan, just like very lightly to get it to like an off-white ivory-ish color. And I really love how those came out. I added some leaf trim to the edges here, some more of that book paper, and this is a glassine bag with a little picture of the young Diana and a little more of those lace pieces I got. So I added some collages. Struggling with this stamp pad. I probably should have picked a bigger one, but you know, it is what it is. So I added some collages to every like signature, a couple just with some images, and this one has a journaling spot for her to write in. There is some of this really pretty gold vellum, and then more places for her to put more pictures or whatever she wants. Did some stamping on some of the pages so she can stick some like coffee dyed paper down and write over that, or just write in the spots that aren't stamped, or write right over it. Like, the possibilities are endless. Then there is a belly band. Every signature has a big like main tag like this with some more lace on it and a little bit of collage work. I know she had said she wanted this book to be chunky, but like, you guys, I wasn't planning on it being this chunky. Like, chunk, but not like maximum chunk. So like, some of this stuff she might have to take out to make the book a little more usable. There's a couple of little mini books. This is Diana with a horse. And I added just some book page in there and just some regular scraps of paper. And then it's on this like really pretty handmade paper. And that just tucks in right there. I don't know why I'm acting like I don't have a bigger stamp pad. Look, I got all this ink. Just use a bigger ink pad. There we go. And then the back of that. So I tried to keep it balanced and not like saturate all the pages with stuff. This is a tuck spot. Let me see. I think I have... Yes, I do. I have a bunch of like tags and images left over that I didn't or couldn't fit in here, but I can demonstrate that this is a tuck spot. And there's just a little lace sticker on there. And then there is like the teenage Diana and a little envelope you can tuck some more stuff into. Do some stamping here. And then I made this into like a little flip. So she can go through and journal on each of those, or add in some pictures. And then I added some really, like this really pretty, like blinged out brad. And here's the other side of that glassine bag. And it also is open for her to tuck stuff into. And then I got this from April's shop, so that will already be linked down below. It'll be redundant to link her Etsy store down below, but that's where you can get these cool digis. She's got some cool like vintage images scanned, and so she's got a seed packet scan, and that's where that's from. Like, look at all the attitude in this, you guys. I am in love with this picture. So cute. And then there is just a little side pocket with some little scraps. And it turned into tags. And then, boom, here we go. And then there is a double pocket here. Ooh, the strugs. Let's try this without. Maybe that's the strug. There we go. I'll just hold it. So there is a tag that tucks in here. And then another one. This is the one for this signature. So I found like a couple of books. The book that I had already mentioned, and then like a photo album type book, like a Scholastic book, and then another like magazine from like Time, and that's where I got all the images for this from. So this flips out. She can actually tuck stuff down in here, add an image to the back of there, and then it's also a really big pocket, so she can tuck something into that as well. There's just a little sticker here. Some more journaling space. Another collage. I'm going to try to go through this relatively quickly because I have a lot to go through. So if you guys didn't already have your snacks, you might want to grab those now. Because this is going to be a minute. So here I added some lace and then some tulle. I think this is what you call it. Like a little tulle flip up. Because I thought I would add like a really pretty effect to whatever she adds behind it. And then here is a little waterfall with some washi stickers, some photo mats, and that goes right there. And then there is a pocket right here. And then this was actually, I cut this right out of that magazine, that Time magazine that I had. It might not even be Time, you guys, but it was about the proposal and her like engagement to this guy, Charles. It's right here. Wow, what a brain fart. So I thought that was fun. It's a really cute little story, so I thought it would just be fun to tap that in there. And there's the center of the second signature, and some more of this really pretty lace. Some more music paper. Another little extra tag. There's the two of them together after they announced their engagement. It's really pretty, like white rose vellum. That's when I found out that her favorite flower were white. Her favorite flowers were white roses. Oh my goodness. So I made this little flip up here, the picture of them, and then it's got a bunch of journaling space inside. And then the other side of that super big pocket. And then this was just, I don't know what I was going to do with this. I guess I just tucked in an extra image here of Diana trying to avoid the paparazzi. And then in this little corner pocket. Okay, public service announcement, you guys. Don't be like me. Actually wait till the glue stops drying, like, and is totally done drying on your pockets, because I just had to do book surgery to get this out. So, learned our lesson. Fingers are covered in glue now. We're moving on. So I made another one of these little flip out tags. Swivelly dudes. And I'm not going to put it in this pocket yet, because I'm not 100% certain it's totally dry yet. And I glued it to the other page, because the saga continues. Alright, so now we're cooking with Crisco. Some more writing space. A pocket. I added some more of that leaf trim to. And then here is the wedding tag and a little journaling card to go with it. I had some sparkly bling to that. Thought that was a fun touch. And as you can guess, this chapter, all about the royal wedding. So there is another one of those white rose vellum pages with a little image of her getting married that I fussy cut out. And some more stamping here. This little bit is about their marriage and proposal. And then a big image of them with some of this really pretty lace to drape off the page. It's a great photo. This music page says Wives and Lovers. That's kind of fun. I don't know if I planned on that. I don't think I did. And then here is a picture of the wedding party. This is a pocket. And there's another tag tucked inside that I just made into a little flip. Here just for some interest. And then some more some scrapbook paper. So this I got the idea from April. She did her little like collaged bookmark tabs. So I did that here with a picture of her and her father. He's walking her down the aisle. I had some lace and some flowers to the top of that. And a little washi sticker back here. And then I made this like a little scrap pad with some of the scraps I had left over while making this that she could like tear off. They're like stapled in, so she can just tear them off, use them where she pleases. There's some like of that dyed paper, there's some scrapbook paper, and on the back is a collage, so when she gets down to the end it won't be just a blank piece, it'll be like a collage piece she can add an image to. But I thought it would be fun to give her some stuff that she could use that would go with the book, and she can use it how she pleases, so she can turn those into tags or whatever, extra pockets, belly bands, the like. And then some more photos from the wedding. The other side of that pocket. I didn't put anything on this side. And then there is a belly band with a Hermelinda style tag. So that opens up. Another little flower at the top. And then on this side we have a little tuck spot. So you can get behind this lace here and tuck something there. And then I made a paper clip to hold this little envelope down. Focus. So I filled that with like some pretty rhinestones and micro beads and a couple little like metally bits. I don't know if that's going to show up at all. I hope it does. So that holds this envelope on the page. And I added a little picture of them. I believe this is on their honeymoon. And then there is like some big journaling cards that I backed with some coffee dyed paper. With some photos from the wedding. I don't remember where I clipped this. I don't think it really matters that much. Oh, it kind of matters a little bit. Not that much. There we go. And in this there are a couple of extra pockets. And, oh, this tag is also a pocket. So let's go in there. And then here is another, I think this is the second vellum tag, and it says My Princess. And that's on like some glittery, sparkly embossing powder with the same alcohol ink background. Another washi sticker. And the third signature is this like bling sheet, which I've had in my stash probably for 2 years now. One of those things that I bought at Michael's that was like a clearance buy that I had no idea what to do with, but I thought it was really cool. They're like little rhinestones attached to a solid like sticker piece. And it made a really cool little pocket, and I just framed it with some lace, and then added this little die cut that I got from Shayna, so thank you, Shayna. And then here is the second little tool flip up, which I added some silver leaf trim to. And I'm trying to pick up the pace. Here's another collage with another die cut from Shayna. I wanted this to look kind of like a Polaroid picture, but like not exactly like one, because the whole background had like pictures and stuff. And then another double pocket with the last of these little flipped out tags. Well, that's kind of cool. I never considered that it made it like a square. mind wandering aside. And then there is just a big tag in the back of that. And then there are just some little mini flips. Little journaling spot, did some stamping. I did all the inking with Chip Sapphire Distress Oxide. And then here is the second little page bookmark notepad thingamajig. I'm sure they have like an actual name and I just don't know, but I added a big flower on top of that because I really like all the stuff poking over the edges. And then here is the tag for this page, which has her walking through like a minefield, which is hardcore. Like for anybody, but especially when you're a princess. And that just tucks into this little die cut, which also came from Trina. So there is another little mini book here, and I cut this quote out of the photo album book. So I'll just leave that there. You guys can pause it if you want to read it all. I had some bling to the front of that. And then there's this little mini book with some more of that handmade paper that I did some stamping on. And then there is a calendar page with this really pretty like floral image on it. Has absolutely no significance, but I just thought it was really pretty. And then the other waterfall. And another picture of the lovely Diana. And the other side is also a pocket, so she can tuck something into there. And then here is the other side of those flips. And then on this side is a full-size tag of her and her sons. A little bit of bling. And then one of these little fold-out envelopes. She can close it up, tuck something in, or just journal on the inside. And that one also has her sons. And I added some glitter like through this because I stuck some glue here and I didn't like the way the glue looked, so I sprinkled it with glitter, and I actually kind of love how that came out. Really fun. Little extra surprising touches I didn't know were possible. And whoop, there is that gold floral vellum, which I love. And some blue lace. I tried not to go like over the top with the blue, also because I don't have a ton of blue lace. But because the cover was blue, I didn't want to go like super crazy with it. So on this signature, there is an envelope, like tuck, so it tucks into there. She can tuck something down inside. This little bling strip I got from April and some Happy Meal. And then there's Diana doing some of her humanitarian stuff. And so I think, yeah, this is the last signature. So by this one, I had realized as I was filling it with all the stuff I made that I had kind of gone overboard and wouldn't be able to close this book. So I kept this signature a little bit lighter than some of the others, just because I wanted to be able to close the book. But there is a little mini book here with some of this blue dyed paper, some handmade paper of her and William. And then I added one of these little, like, what are these called? These little bags. You guys know, you get them in everything. But I thought it would be cool for her to, like, tuck it in. I kept the top open so she can, like, close it so stuff doesn't fall out. So she can tuck some stuff in there, and then she can write down what she's stuck in here. And then also this flips up so she can write some more stuff if she wants to. And then a picture of just like pure compassion. She was so wonderful, you guys. And if you don't know a lot about her, I suggest looking it up. And then this is like a big double tuck spot, so she can tuck something pretty large into there. I just embossed my princess on here again and then cut a heart out of another one of those bling sheets. This also flips open, so she can do some journaling back there. And then, like, this paper was in a paper pad for a long time, this blue paper. And it's, like, glittery, and it kind of, like, printed onto the other sheet, too. And so I wasn't going to use this at first, but, like, the glitter is stuck. Like, stuck. And I think it adds, like, a really cool texture to the page, so I left it in there. And that's the center of this signature. This little lace piece is a little tuck spot for a little tag. And you can tuck something back there. And then there is another envelope tuck with some pretty pearls, also from April. And then I did some stamping across here. Some vellum. And then I did some layered embossing on this little glassine bag for her to tuck some more things into. Like this extra tag I just had lying around. I really like how that came out, and I just added this little bling strip, and then the very last little vellum tag with a little pretty flower stamped onto it. I'm not gonna lie, I stopped looking at the camera, so I may have been out of frame for a minute. Sorry. And then there's this little glassine bag with the other side of that. I added a little collage too. And then the very last of these signature tags of Diana with her sons, because I think that was one of those things that was just the most important in the world to her, were her sons, and I wanted to really show that in this book. And then the very last thing is I turned this little CD envelope into a little shaker card with some journaling paper on the back. So that's just a little fun touch. And on this clip I used this little pearl that I got from an earring I got in an estate sale when I was in California a while ago. So that was a fun find and tie-in. And yep, we got it. I was going to say I was struggling, but I got it. And that is the end of the book. And I will probably sign it somewhere right here. So that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Cat hair. Don't worry, I'm going to lint roll this. Even though I've been keeping it in a bag, like, it just, there's no stopping cat hair. It's a creature of its own. I do have a Sorry Silk ribbon to go with this as a closure, but I didn't want to tie it down right now because I don't want to stress this vine because it's super chunky, and I'm going to leave that up to her. Once she takes some stuff out, it'll close just fine. But it's got a ton of stuff in it, so it's a beast. But yeah, I had a lot of fun making this book, and I hope you guys will stick around to see what I got coming up next. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. I appreciate your faces. Bye!